Alright, good afternoon slash morning, ladies and gentlemen. It depends on what class you have me for. I wanted to go ahead and talk to you about our lesson today. For our lesson today, it's going to have a lot to do with adding and subtracting. So let's go ahead and get started right with it. It says right here that I'm going to go ahead and write each number. And if I look down here at number 1, notice it says 1,000 more than 3,872. Now, there's a lot being said in this little sentence I want to show you. The first thing is I want you to notice the number 1,000. So we got to get that in our head right now that we're going to be dealing with the thousands place. But then I want you to notice this word more. That's telling us that we're going to be adding. We're going to be doing some adding. More than what, you might ask? More than 3,872. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and think to myself, here's the ones place, the tens place, the hundreds place, here's the thousands place. So my 3 is in that thousands place. And I'm going to go ahead and go one more than that. So I need to take a look at this 3. I'm going to add a 1 onto it. And of course that's going to be a 4. Now, because I'm adding 1,000 onto it, these other numbers do not change. So my new number, a number that is 1,000 more than this, is 4,872. Now, if you look at this next one, number 2, it says 10 less than 221. Well, just like before, I see 10. That's my place value. Less, that means I'm going to be going down. I'm going to be subtracting than 221. Just like before, here's my ones, tens, hundreds place. Well, here's my tens place, so I'm going to be going 10 less than, so I have to subtract. And just like before, the 0 is right here, this number is not going to change. So that's going to be a 1. You also have to pretend that there's a 0 on this side because there's nothing left, so that's going to be a 2. And of course this is going to be a 1 because 2 minus 1 equals 1. So now my new number is 211. Now as I continue on, it tells me to complete the table. Well, take a look at my table. It says where we're starting at, where we're ending at, and what is the change. What we're going to be working a lot with today, ladies and gentlemen, is this word called pattern. What is the pattern that we're seeing? That's a big I can statement right there. So let's take a look at where we're starting at. We're starting at this number 37,828, and we're ending at 38,828. So we're going from one place to the other. And we want to know how much is changing. So what I want to start doing is I'm going to go ahead and start comparing the different place values. So here's my 8, my 8. Nothing changes, so I'm going to put a 0 right there at my ones place. Here's my tens place, 2, 2, nothing changes. Here's 8, 8, nothing changes. 7, 8, interesting. I'm going from a 7 to an 8, so I'm starting lower and going higher, so I am increasing by 1, and then from 3 to 3, nothing changes. Now, I'm not going to leave this 0 in the front there. We don't put those zeros in the front, so I'm just going to leave it right there. And wouldn't you know it, I have 3 zeros, 1, 2, 3. I changed by 1,000. Of course, we're getting higher, so I'm going to go ahead and put plus. Now let's take a look at this next one. Notice, ladies and gentlemen, we have a starting place, but we do not have an ending place. The ending place is gone, but we do have a change. It says 100,000 less. Remember, less means we're going to be subtracting. So just like before, what I want to do is I want to come over to this number right here, and I want to go ahead and put in 100,000 less, because here's my 100,000s place. So I go ahead and start subtracting. 471,037. My new number is 730,174. Now I want us to take a look at this last part. Complete each number sentence. Now I don't want you to be confused by this. Notice right here we have a starting place, and here we have an ending place. We want to know how much we are changing to get from the start to the end. So we have to do like before, kind of like what we did up at this box up here. We're going to go ahead and compare the numbers. So let's start at our ones place. Here's my 5, no change. 2, 2, no change. 5, 6, and did you know it, we're going from a lower number to a higher number, so we're going to be adding, we're adding 1 onto it. 6, 6, no change. 3, 3, no change. So we're going to go ahead and say 36,525 plus 100 equals 36,625. And ladies and gentlemen, that is as far as I'm going to take you. We're going to go ahead and continue the rest of the lesson in a little bit.